Coming to your first big appointment at the Smile Mission. Here's some helpful hints when you come for your first big appointment to our clinic. Number 1, eat a big meal before. Your appointment can be quite long. Many times we're fixing the entire mouth and it can take many hours. And so you're not going to be able to eat for quite a while. So make sure to get a big meal before you start. Number 2, arrive early. Arrive over 30 minutes early. Chances are you have a bunch of paperwork that we're going to need to fill out, especially if you're a new patient. But even if you're a returning patient, there's a whole bunch of work we have to do ahead of time. And don't forget, you are in Miami. Something that could normally take 15 minutes can all of a sudden take 30 or 40 minutes because there's a car accident or there's traffic or there's rush hour. So always plan to be early. As a reminder, if you are over 15 minutes late, you're going to be put on standby, and you do not want to be put on standby because then you're just going to be taken by any random assistant, probably not one of our top assistants, and we're just going to see you whenever we can see you. So you may have to wait 2 to 3 hours. So in summary, just be early to make sure that you're not late. Number 3, be prepared to spend several hours here at the clinic. Most appointments for big procedures take less than 4 hours, but there's always unseen circumstances. Maybe we're doing a procedure and all of a sudden we realize we have to do a little bit more. Maybe we have to change something. Maybe there's just so many different conditions. Maybe the bone condition is a little bit different, a little bit weaker than we were expecting. Maybe the procedure is a little bit more difficult. Again, there are always exceptions, and so just be prepared to spend, wear comfortable clothes, be prepared to spend several hours because we never know what to expect. And that leads to number 4, dress comfortably, dress in layers. Remember, it's always easy to take off some layers. A lot of times with procedures being done, patients can get cold. We'll often give them a blanket or something, but that's also why it's nice to dress in layers, because if you dress in layers, those extra layers can help keep you warm if you feel a little bit cool, and if you do feel a little bit hot, you can always take some layers off. Number 5, apply for financing ahead of time. We've had patients fly into our clinic. We've had patients drive 3 to 4 hours to come to get ready to start the procedure, and they're about to start and they can't finance it because they didn't qualify for financing. Remember, our financing all have soft credit checks, so you might as well just do the soft credit check. And if you're going to do the non-credit financing, they're going to require down payments. So you might as well check that because you've got to know what the down payment's going to be, so that way you're prepared. Because again, we have literally had patients come and have to not be able to start, and they spent a lot of money on a hotel and on transportation. So just make sure your financing is lined up, or your way that you're going to pay for the procedure is lined up before you come. And number 6 is medical conditions. Now there's a bunch of different things that are important, but I'm going to summarize which 95% of the patients with medical conditions are here at the Smile Mission. Number 1 is being diabetic. If you're diabetic, the biggest thing is make sure you're taking your diabetic medication, not just the day of the procedure, but for the entire week before. And also make sure you take a meal, a nice big meal before you come in to that day here at the Smile Mission for your procedure. Number 2, blood pressure. Similar with diabetic, if your blood pressure, make sure you're taking your blood pressure medicine. Make sure it's under control, because if your blood pressure is extremely out of control, we may not be able to see you, and that's wasting everybody's time. So just please, if you have high blood pressure, make sure you're doing everything you can to keep that under control. If you're on blood thinners, make sure to inform us. There's a decent chance if they're minor blood thinners, we'll just have you keep taking them. But if they're a major blood thinner, which could cause some serious bleeding, we may have to have you go off for a while, or at least consult with whoever had given you, whichever medical doctor had given it to you, to see if it's better to have you stop it or to continue to have it during the procedure. But the biggest thing we want is to not, again, have to turn you away because you're on Coumadin and you have an extremely high score, which we literally legally cannot treat you then. So just inform us if you're on blood thinners, and we can make a decision ahead of time what you need to do. For certain patients, especially those that have dental procedures before and have to pre-med, make sure to have your pre-med antibiotics. We do have that here in the clinic if we have to, but you have to take it 1 hour before the procedure. And the last thing we want to do, again, is have to take the medicine when you come here and get delayed an hour, because then you're going to get put on standby. And we've mentioned before, if you're on standby, then you're just waiting for any assistant when they're free, and it's just less organized, and there's gonna be more waiting, and it's way less convenient. So if you do need a pre-med, make sure you have your medicine, make sure you take it an hour before the procedure so that everything is in line. If you're going to do oral sedation, most people don't need that, but once in a while some patients do ask for the oral sedation, which is basically medicine that you take. If you take that medicine and have oral sedation. And so hopefully those were some helpful hints to help guide you what to do and what to expect before you come for your first major procedure here at the Smile Mission.